The enemy thought they could end the war with money. They put a bounty on one soldier's head, convinced that fear would silence her trigger forever. But instead of running, she answered with 3 shots that shattered their command structure. This is the untold story of Sergeant Kara Bennett, the sniper who turned a price on her life into the cost of her enemies. Welcome to Truth Untwists, where forgotten military legends come alive. Subscribe now so you never miss the hidden stories of soldiers who rewrote the rules of war. Dismissed from the start. Sergeant Kara Bennett wasn't supposed to be on the front lines, at least not according to her commanding officers. Quiet, reserved, and barely over 5'5", Kara was seen as better suited for logistics. But what most didn't know was that she'd grown up in Montana, where endless winters and wide-open ranges had taught her patience, stealth, and long-range shooting before she was even old enough to enlist. When she joined the Army, she applied for sniper school and was rejected twice. Not the right build, not the right fit, they told her. But Kara didn't quit. On her 3rd try, she passed with near-perfect scores. Still, even after earning her place, her male counterparts called her the shadow on the range. Not a compliment, more a dismissal. They thought she was lucky, not skilled. That illusion ended the day the enemy painted a target on her back. The bounty that changed everything. It began with intercepted radio chatter. Insurgent leaders in the region were furious. Their patrols were collapsing, their safe routes disappearing. Someone was dismantling their command with surgical precision. That someone was Kara. By the time they realized who it was, she had already disrupted 3 separate ambushes, saved 2 convoys, and eliminated key threats that were bleeding the enemy dry. So they responded with a bounty. Enough money to buy a house, a car, and a new life. Fighters lined up for the chance. All they had to do was bring in the American ghost, who never missed. But instead of hiding, Kara kept climbing ridgelines with her M110 rifle strapped across her chest. The trap in the Valley 1 mission changed everything. Kara's platoon was ordered to move through a valley locals had already warned was hostile territory. Halfway through, the mountains erupted. RPGs slammed into the lead vehicles. Machine guns hammered down from concealed nests. The convoy stalled, trapped in a kill zone. Radio calls crackled with panic. "We're pinned. Multiple casualties. We need air support now." But air support was 40 minutes away. They wouldn't last 5. Kara scanned the ridgeline. Amid the chaos, her trained eyes spotted something others missed. 3 figures not firing, not charging, but directing. Enemy commanders, the ones who had signed the order for her bounty. The 3 shots, Kara crawled into position on a rocky outcrop, ignoring the bullets snapping overhead. She steadied her breathing, her rifle rising and falling with her chest. Her first shot rang out. A commander dropped instantly. Confusion rippled through the enemy ranks. Fighters hesitated, looking to their leaders, only to find silence. Her second shot followed. Another commander fell. The valley went quiet for a heartbeat, as if the mountains themselves were listening. Then came the 3rd shot. Clean, precise, final. The last enemy general crumpled to the ground. Within minutes, what had been a coordinated ambush dissolved into chaos. Fighters scrambled, directionless, retreating up the slopes as U.S. soldiers regrouped and pushed forward. 3 shots, 3 leaders. A battle turned on its head. When the dust settled, her platoon realized what had just happened. The sniper the enemy had marked for death had not only survived, she had dismantled the entire enemy command structure in less than 10 minutes. The same soldiers who once dismissed her now looked at her differently. With respect, with something close to awe. One squad leader muttered, "That bounty just backfired." News of her actions spread quickly. Intelligence confirmed the eliminated leaders had been central to enemy operations across the region. Without them, supply lines collapsed, attacks slowed, and morale plummeted. Back at base, Kara Bennett remained her quiet self. She didn't boast, didn't brag, didn't even celebrate. She simply cleaned her rifle and prepared for the next mission. When asked later why she never seemed shaken, she answered simply, "My job isn't about glory. It's about making sure my squad goes home alive." That's it. The bounty on her life was never claimed. Not because fighters stopped trying, but because no one ever succeeded. Kara went on to serve with distinction, her name whispered in both fear and respect on both sides of the battlefield. The enemy had tried to silence her with money. Instead, they created a legend. Her story became proof that the soldier you dismiss, the one you underestimate, might be the one who changes the course of a war with a single decision. Sergeant Kara Bennett's legacy is a reminder that true strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's patient, precise, and waiting for the right moment. She was the sniper with a price on her head, but in the end, her enemies paid the price instead. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who's ever been underestimated. And don't forget to subscribe to Truth Untwists for more hidden military stories, where ordinary soldiers reveal extraordinary courage when the world least expects it. Because sometimes, one quiet soldier can silence an entire war.